Good morning, everybody. Mike Roybal here with IT Colorado. Today we're going to be talking about what should you do in the first 24 hours after having a cybersecurity incident. These first 24 hours are very crucial and they're very important about getting your stuff back online, about getting your customers notified, about talking to your insurance company. So I know we're a couple of minutes early. We're going to jump right into this. As always, IT Colorado, we are a managed service provider here in Northern Colorado. We're based in Loveland on the west side of town. We specialize in small to medium-sized businesses, helping them integrate cybersecurity and AI into their ecosystems. So let's get rolling. I want you to imagine this, that you are sitting down at your desk and you're starting your day, you open up your inbox, and something's just not quite right. Emails aren't sending, a few files are missing. You ask a coworker and you realize that they're also locked out, and then someone sends a screenshot. There's a message on their screen demanding payment to decrypt your company's data. Now, it sounds dramatic, but it happens. And for small and mid-sized businesses, this moment is no longer rare. It's very, very common. The average ransomware attack or data breach, it isn't hitting the Fortune 500 companies anymore. It's hitting manufacturers, CPA firms, bookkeepers, sometimes IT consultants, and other types of service providers. And the next 24 hours after this is going to really determine how bad this gets. This is the period when your choice is either contain the damage or accidentally make it worse. And that's exactly what we're going to walk through today. So most cyber attacks, they don't start with flashing lights and obvious warnings. They begin very quietly. Might be a strange system slowdown, might be passwords that mysteriously stop working, or possibly an alert about a login from a country that you've never visited. Sometimes it's a customer calling to say they received a suspicious invoice from your domain. And the challenge here is recognizing that you're not just dealing with a tech glitch. You're in the early stages of a data breach. And one of the most common delays in incident response is simply not realizing the severity of the situation. This delay, it gives attackers more time to move laterally through your network, extracting data and causing even more harm. The mindset shift here is crucial. So if something feels off, it's worth pausing and investigating. It doesn't mean full panic mode, but it does mean treating these anomalies with the seriousness that they deserve. So that's how we go from reaction to readiness. Once a breach is suspected or it's confirmed, the next steps matter deeply, but they often go wrong. So there's a natural instinct to fix the problem quickly. So that might mean unplugging devices, rebooting systems, wiping drives, or clearing out logs. Unfortunately, those actions can destroy the very evidence that's needed to investigate what happened, or to recover safely, and to meet your insurance or legal obligations. So think of your business like a building on fire. You wouldn't start tearing down walls before the fire marshal investigates. You wouldn't sweep up the ashes before documenting the damage. In cybersecurity, containment means stopping the spread of the breach without erasing the trail. So you need to isolate the affected systems from the network. Disable, but do not delete, compromised user accounts. Suspend access to critical systems that might be at risk. And make sure that no one touches logs or deletes suspicious files, even if they think they're helping. Every step that is taken during this time should be deliberate and documented. You're also going to want to freeze the environment, capturing it as it is, so professionals can analyze it and help guide you out of the situation. This is not time for improvisation. It's time to be precise. So let's talk about what not to do. And this is where businesses unintentionally dig themselves deeper into a hole. One of the most damaging mistakes is failing to have any kind of response plan in place. So when there's no structure, panic fills the vacuum and people make decisions that are emotional. Some of them start blaming others, some of them go silent, and others overshare. Another common mistake is trying to handle it internally without bringing in professionals. And I get it. There's a fear of cost, of reputational damage, or just of admitting that something went wrong. But trying to clean up a breach without incident response support is like trying to put out an electrical fire with water. you might cause more damage than the original attack. Some businesses go completely the other way. They blast an email to clients, they post on social media, or they even alert the press before the facts are clear. And this creates confusion, and it may increase your legal exposure as well. So if you're not ready to share an accurate, composed message, don't speak yet. And finally, there's the technical pitfall. Overwriting logs, rebooting machines, deleting accounts too early. These actions often make it impossible to understand how the breach occurred, and more importantly, whether the attacker still has access to the systems. And these are all preventable. The key is awareness, it's preparation, and it's knowing when to step back and when to call in the experts. So when an incident hits, it's not just about what you do, it's about who you bring in. If you have an internal IT team or outsourced provider, they're the first line, and they're going to help with isolating systems and initiating early containment steps. But beyond that, you need to consider legal counsel, especially if personal data is involved. Many data privacy laws, they have very specific timelines for disclosure, and failing to follow those can result in fines. Also, if you have cyber insurance, this is when you pull out your policy and find the breach reporting number. Most policies require immediate notification. Some even require the use of specific vendors for forensics and remediation. If you skip this step, your coverage may not apply. So depending on the nature of the breach, law enforcement might also need to be looped in, especially if it involves criminal behavior like extortion, fraud, or theft. But again, this step should be taken in consultation with legal or compliance advisors, not impulsively. One of the hardest parts of a cyber incident is figuring out what to say and when to say it. So the temptation is either to go quiet and hope that no one notices, or to over-communicate to look transparent. And neither approach works very well. Internally, your team needs to be clear, honest, and directed. Let them know which systems are down, what actions are being taken, and critically, what not to do. Set expectations for updates so that people aren't panicking or speculating. And externally, every word matters. If client or partner data was potentially exposed, they deserve to hear that from you, not through rumors and not through leaks. But it's okay to say that we are actively investigating and that we will provide accurate updates as soon as possible. Clarity and control go hand in hand. And remember, breach communication, communication isn't just a technical function, it's a trust function. So how you respond will be remembered long after the incident itself. Okay, after the smoke clears, you're not finished, you're just getting started on recovery. Forensic analysis, system restoration, compliance reviews, client communications, and security upgrades are all part of the aftermath. But the most important thing that you can do post-incident is to learn. What worked in your response? What slowed you down? What processes need to change? Use the experience to make your business more resilient. Cyber attacks are not one-time events anymore. They're part of the operating landscape. The businesses that thrive long-term are the ones that respond fast, they recover well, and they learn continuously. So in these moments, the first 24 hours, it can feel very overwhelming. They don't have to be chaotic, and with the right preparation, with the right partners, and with clear priorities, you can navigate a cyber incident in a way that protects your operations, your clients, and your reputation. So if you don't have an incident response checklist, now is the time to create one. If you're unsure about what's covered in your cyber insurance or how your systems are monitored, don't wait to find out during a crisis. Have those conversations now. And if you need guidance or if you need a sanity check, we're always here. We help businesses prepare for and prevent these moments. It's what we do. Down on the bottom, there's a link to book a call with me or my team. It is itcolorado.com/book a call. 15, 20 minutes. If you have any questions, let's go over them so that you can be prepared. I appreciate your time this afternoon or this morning. Sorry, it's about 10:30 here in Loveland, and I look forward to talking with you guys later.